you talked about in response to Mr. Krause, he's right, and part of that process as we go, we will do further investigations as to what the most cost-effective and highest cost-benefit ratio for dam rehabilitation or replacement. So with all that, like I said, it's been a tough process, but if there is a silver cloud to this thing, or silver lining to the cloud, it's the ability to use this data for water supply. And that's what a side project we've been working on, and this is going to help us there, so that'll make that even more feasible. So with that, Mr. Chairman, seeing no other questions up here, I would move that we adopt the resolution certifying the EIR as having been prepared in compliance with CEQA and finding it an adequate informational document to make a decision on the project, and approve alternative A, including the findings required by CEQA, which will include adoption and mitigation measures and mitigation monitoring described in the EIR, including the adoption of the findings.
Second.
So it's been moved and seconded to combine the two recommended actions into one as stated in the report. Back to the board. Discussion. Supervisor Pinches.
Well, first of all, this basically takes the county, for the first time in the history of Mendocino County, in control of a block of water. You know, and I think even I think it was Wendy Jones, the retired fish and game guy, said that having the dams full of water, that there's going to be more fish raised, as Mr. Townsend stated, you know, by doing that than there ever can be for that amount of loss of habitat. You know, it's real popular in fisheries to talk about we need more habitat. I think what we really need is more fish. You know, that's what the real issue is. So we have miles and miles, hundreds of miles of habitat and no fish. So until we get to competing with the foreign countries out there netting all the fish, maybe we're just going to have to raise more. But anyways, it's another point. If this document here is worth $400,000, then isn't the dams for recreation and for water use worth a little bit more than this? So I support this completely.
Thank you, Supervisor. Any other discussion? Seeing none, call for the vote. Let's go back to our famous buttons here and place our votes, please.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you very much for the support and for all the comment and all the public interest. Thank you. Before we do break for lunch, we have gone over on a number of items, and there are several speakers here that wish to speak due to a time constraint before we break for lunch. There's 4 speakers, 3 minutes each. Is that a concern of the board? Can we hear these folks? Is that all right? Okay. All right. We're running over anyway, so let's try and serve the public a little bit. First speaker, David Kirstenkorn, please.
My name is David Gerstenkorn. I'm a resident in Redwood Valley. First of all, thank you for seeing me. I'll talk fast. My neighbor wants to rezone her property from a 40-acre parcel to a 20-acre parcel, which I do not personally have a problem with. However, she wants to access this new 20-acre parcel through my property, which she does not have easement for. I am asking the board, I understand the Planning Commission has recommended that this parcel remain a 40-acre parcel, and I understand that you all have the ability to forego that and make the decision you want to make. I am asking you on behalf of myself, my wife, my in-laws, which I also take care of, to please leave the 40-acre parcel as is to avoid a future dispute in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, Marshall Sayah, please.
I wouldn't chain you to a dam.
I
in any case,
to do that.
I'll keep it real short. Thank you very much for listening to me. If you all remember back in the summer, I came to you sounding the alarm bell about the gravel mining permit that we're dealing with down in Gualala. That is now coming up on Sonoma County's board meeting on March 18th. I'm here today to ask you and request a letter from this board, or put it on an upcoming agenda, supporting the gravel mining and telling Sonoma County, or informing Sonoma County, that we really do need that local resource. If you'll look at the spreadsheet that was that's in your packets, the yellow lines that you see came directly from the Mendocino County Air Quality Control Board calculations. I went to them and said, do the first one for me, but show me what's going to happen with these alternatives. And then I went to Bedrock and I got the total amount of trucking. I went to Air Quality Control, had them give me the calculations, and then produced the spreadsheet that you see here. That has also been sent down to Sonoma County. I'm asking for a little bit of common sense here. It doesn't make any sense for Mendocino County to truck gravel from Lake County, Forestville, Cazadero, or San Francisco. It doesn't make any sense for us to go with it from a 10-mile circumference of pulling our local resources to ones that we're looking at right now, where millions of pounds of pollutants are going to be produced. So all I'm asking is for some consideration from the board. If you could, would you consider writing a letter, putting it on the agenda to support this permit that's been in place for almost 40 years? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Saya. Do you have a
Yeah, Mr.
question?
Chairman, I think that's a reasonable request. Could you
we have a couple more speakers to the issue, so let's take those up first,
okay.
and then any concerns. Mr. John Bauer, please.
I'd like to say good afternoon, but it's good afternoon for you folks. I own Ocean Ridge Airport. I own a water company. I'm a general engineering contractor and use products that are produced by the gravel mining operation in Sonoma County. It basically serves two gravel plants, or two concrete mix plants in Wallala, both owned by Bedrock. One's in Wallala and one's in Point Arena. These products are vital to our survival, vital to our utilities, going to be vital to our undergrounding, which is you voted for and we're going to have very soon. Those costs, to see those increase tremendously, I think are severely handicapping our community. Highway 1, if you were to imagine gridlock on 101, try to put all these transfer trucks bringing all this material up Highway 1, which is supposed to be a two-lane highway and no bigger than that. The traffic with the bicycles. You know, I'm a commercial truck driver. To meet a bicycle with transfers and all the rest of stuff on Highway 1 is scary to me. I support this project fully. I've supported the past river gravel mining. There's a tremendous excess of gravel in the Wallala. If you look at low tide behind some of the businesses in downtown, you'll see the gravel bars are building up. It's getting higher and higher toward the bridge, and yet Mr. Hay hasn't been able to mine for almost 2 years. The products that he produces are vital to concrete. He can't get those quality products any other place from a quarry. They have to come from gravel mining. So we're looking at potential of barging it from British Columbia. That's a scary thing. And how much that really costs the world, us, the entire green event here, and what the carbon track is for all this is scary. I would hope that you would vote for a positive letter supporting his project that's in Wallala Redwood's ownership to Sonoma County Supervisors. It's very important to us. I also want to thank you all as a member of Wallala for helping us get into our community action plan, which is now moving on into second phase with grant money. And I want to thank you all for supporting the undergrounding in Wallala.